All right, what's up, fellow anglers? So I've been meaning to do this video for quite some time now. I've been getting asked a lot of questions in my comments and DMs about Santa Ana River Lakes. What is Santa Ana River Lakes about? So this video, I guess I'll call it a guide, a 2024 guide to Santa Ana River Lakes. All right, so this video is not intended for our seasoned anglers. So this video is more intended for that person who lives about like half hour away, an hour away, who's been considering coming out, maybe heard from a friend or saw it on social media and wants to get some more information. Or it could be for that person who's maybe come out here 2 or 3 times and maybe he's caught one fish, maybe even got that skunk, you know, that donation to Santa Ana River Lakes. I know I'm not the only one who's donated to Santa Ana River Lakes. I'm sure some of you guys also have done so. So anyways, this video is for you guys. So the topics in this video, I'll go ahead and separate them into chapters so it's a little easier for some of you guys to kind of flip through. So the first question that we'll go over in this video, Audrey, what do you think?
What is Santa Ana River Lakes?
The other thing that we'll cover is why. Why would you drive all the way out here to Santa Ana River Lakes to fish? What is all this hype about? And why do people still come here time and time again, every Friday, every weekend to fish Santa Ana River Lakes? Then we'll go over where. Probably the most asked question in my comments and DMs is, where do I fish? We'll also cover when. When are the best days to fish? And when is the best time to get in line to get a good spot to fish? Now, the last thing we'll cover is how to fish Santa Ana River Lakes. That could be in its own video, and I promise I will make that video, but I'll go over some of the basics on how to fish when you're out here. All right, so before we proceed, if any of you guys found this video informative whatsoever, do me a favor, click that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe, click that notification, and I will personally increase your guys' fish counts this year by 1,262% this year. All right, so before we get into the guide, you guys are probably asking, who the heck are you? So if we haven't met, my name is Rod, AKA Pokedad, and I've been fishing here since about 6 years old. I'm just your average fisherman. Like I said, started fishing here since I was 6. Was brought here by my Uncle Steve and been fishing here on and off ever since. And honestly, this is a great place to fish. And I started this YouTube channel specifically to document my fishing ventures with my kids, and also a great place for me to learn what I'm doing wrong, but also take that same opportunity to kind of teach other people how to fish this lake. So anyways, with that being said, let's get into the guide. So what is Santa Ana River Lakes? So Santa Ana River Lakes, also known as SARL, consists of 3 lakes consisting of the Catfish Lake, also known as the Trophy Lake for all of you guys who've been fishing here for quite some time. You also have Chris's Pond all the way in the back, and finally you have got the Big Lake. Now the type of fish that you can catch here at SARL, during trout season they stock Sierra bows, lightning trout, as well as those big super trout that you see in the stocking videos. During catfish season, they stock imperial silver channel catfish. Throughout the year, you can catch tilapia, bass, crappie, bluegill, carp, and that ever so elusive sturgeon. Now, SARL is open 6 out of the 7 days of the week. They are closed Thursday for maintenance to take care of the lake, take care of the bathrooms and whatnot, but it is also the day where they stock fish for you guys to catch over the weekend and throughout the week. One thing I do highly recommend you guys, I highly recommend you guys to follow fishinglakes.com on all their social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, X, all of the above, TikTok. Also go to fishinglakes.com, that's where they have their information about the site. But another thing to do is to follow David, drock_fish on Instagram. He goes live every Thursday on those stocks to make sure that you guys know that what they're being posted on their website and their social media is in fact from that week to show you the live. So I highly recommend you follow all of those platforms. I will toss them up on the screen. So yeah, definitely give those guys a follow. To fish Santa Ana River Lakes as of 2024, it'll cost adults ages 13 through 61, $36. Seniors 62 and over, $34. Kids 4 to 12, $23, and kids ages 3 and under are free. Now the lake also offers other fishing opportunities like midday session and overnight sessions. So keep in mind that the midday session is not available on the Fridays and Saturdays. Now the lake does have a set of rules, and I'll toss that up on the screen right now, but some of the most important ones that they keep an eye out for especially are 2-rod limit, and the biggest thing is your limit on fish. Now, like I said earlier, you get a 5 fish limit for adults, 3 for kids. But the one thing that they do not want you doing is catching and releasing. This is a catch and keep lake. Also no culling, no releasing smaller fish to try to get a bigger stringer. Also no helping other anglers hit their limits. So very important to follow the rules, guys. And I do highly recommend that you do, because you know what? They've got cameras all over the lake. If you guys go to the bait store, you will see those cameras and they are watching you. All right, guys, so just in case you guys ever forget anything, they do have a tackle shop here at the lake. If you guys forgot to bring breakfast, coffee, they've got you guys covered, cup of noodles, snacks, whatever you guys need. Now, my favorite, if you guys have never had these dry frozen candies, highly pokedad recommended. All right, so as we go down here, you also have inside the fridge, you guys have your guys' stuff for catfish season, your shrimp. I believe they also carry mackerel, liver. Also night crawlers, M&M combo, don't sleep on that. So night crawlers, your beverages, sandwiches, they've got you guys covered. I know a lot of you guys are interested in this section. I personally do not. Ice cream, chips, rods, fish holders or fish cages, your assortment of power bait. Like I said, they got you guys covered. They also support a lot of the local guys who pour plastics, so definitely support them. Basically anything you guys need. If you guys forgot your stuff, you guys need stuff for cooking, and more tackle here. This is also where you guys are gonna go to rent out the pontoon boat, a motorboat, also anything down here, rod rentals, all that good stuff. And guys, like I said, follow the rules here at SARL. They are keeping an eye out you, making sure you guys are following all of the rules. All right, now why? Why would people drive from all over to come here to fish Santa Ana River Lakes? Why do some of the regulars come back time and time again to fish here at Santa Ana River Lakes? Now, I've asked this on social media. I've also talked to several people here throughout the times that I've fished here. Why Santa Ana River Lakes? So for many of the regulars here, they come here because there's a history. There's generations that have fished here. They've watched their kids grow up. And for me personally, that is my thing. I started here when I was about 6, 7 years old, like I said, with my Uncle Steve, and it just holds a special place in my heart. So I take my kids out here, they enjoy coming out here, and I hope they'll continue to come here as they grow up. It's also a great place to bring the family and friends, come out here, fish next to your car, toss up a canopy, toss up a campfire, toss up a grill, and just hang out and have a good time with friends and family. But, you know, let's face it, there's one main reason why we come out here to SARL. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some great places to fish in our general area. We've got our mountain lakes, we've got our local park lakes and whatnot, but Santa Ana River Lakes is your best chance and maybe your only chance to catch those 20+ trout, those super trout that you see in the stocking videos, those 50-pound, 40-pound plus catfish. So yeah, let's face it, that is probably the reason we fish Santa Ana River Lakes. Now, on that note, you guys, don't be fooled. A lot of social media posts, a lot of pictures on their social media, a lot of people catching fish, but you will be warned, this is a challenging lake. And that is another reason why a lot of people come out here. When I've asked people, they actually say it themselves. I actually come back because this is not an easy lake to fish. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know the different areas and stuff like that and how to work them and whatnot. So yeah, this is definitely like what's happening to me right now. It is a little slow time here on the lake. So it is a challenging lake to fish, and that is another reason why people like to fish here. All right, so let's talk about where. It's probably the most asked question in my comments and in my DMs. I'm here at the lake really early or here midweek. Where the heck am I gonna fish? But me personally, you guys, I'm more of a visual learner. So rather than me telling you guys some of these spots, how about I show you? All right, so I hope you enjoyed that little flight towards the big lake. I do want to apologize. I don't have a lot of information on the Catfish Lake. I've only fished there a handful of times, and that's when I was much younger, so I don't have a lot of information. What I will do a video dedicated to each lake, and I will have a couple guests who specialize in those particular lakes and stuff like that. But all right, I know what you're saying. We forgot about Chris's pond, so let's get back up in the air and show you a couple of the spots over there. All right, so let's talk about when, you guys. When is the best day to come out here to SARL? If you are gonna come out here, what time is the best time to get in line to get a chance at one of the premium spots before it gets all taken up? All right, you guys, like I said, they are closed on Thursdays, and the main reason they are closed on Thursdays is to provide you guys with great fishing over the weekend. Caution, you may get wet. Oh, into the net. Uh-oh. I told you guys might get wet. Holy crap. Oh. Incoming. Now, I know what you're thinking. They just stocked on Thursday. So I'm going out there Friday. First opportunity to start fishing for these fish as they've just been stocked. Great idea. But you know what? You know who else is thinking that idea? The other 300 fishermen that are gonna be competing for spots and shoulder to shoulder on a Friday. So keep that in mind if you're coming out here on Friday. All right, you guys, so let's talk about when to come out here to Santa Ana Lakes if you wanna come out on a Friday. So for example, today, it is 2 o'clock on Thursday. They stocked earlier today, so 2 o'clock on Thursday. I'm walking out to the line right now. There are 4 cars in line, 2 p.m. the day before. Now, I'll walk the line. Actually, I'll probably go to Google Maps to kind of give you guys a better idea, just based off my experience. If you show up at 6 p.m., roughly where you're gonna be in line. If you show up at midnight, roughly where you'll be. If you show up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll give you an idea of where I've been when I show up at 4:30 in the morning. Okay, so like I said, it was 2 p.m. on Thursday, and there was already about 4 to 6 cars all on this side right here. As the day progresses, they will start funneling each lane here, so 4 lanes wide. Now, the times that I've showed up after work on Thursday, like anywhere between 4, 6 o'clock or so, I was always right in this area. The times that I've showed up there really late, you know, close to midnight or so, I was back here. Sometimes even getting close to the street. And then it seems like anything after midnight, you have a potential of being funneled right here on this far right lane of La Palma. And the times that I've showed up to the lake around 4 o'clock, I was always at this bend right here, like where this other intersection is. And then if you're starting to show up close to 6 o'clock or so, I remember coming in a couple times, I was over here where this El Pollo Loco is. Now, keep in mind, these estimates are around prime time of trout season, like that pent-up demand from summer, the prime time of the trout opener is when you'll start to see the crazy lines. Anytime they're doing a tournament or stocking lightning trout or the really, really big super trout, you'll start to see those lines because of that demand. Now, catfish season, there's not that many people that will do an overnight session. Most people will start to trickle in there around 4 or 5 in the morning, and you should be usually in this area. I don't really see or hear too much about it trickling all the way to La Palma for catfish season. So you want to beat the crowds? You come out here on a Monday, Tuesday, or a Wednesday. Yes, other anglers had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to go after the fish, so that's one thing you got to think about. But if you want to come out here and not worry about being shoulder to shoulder with anybody, you come out here on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The lake pretty much looks like this. You can pretty much grab some of the good spots. Some of the more popular spots may be taken from that angler who gets out of here really, really early. But yeah, that is your best chance if you want to avoid the crowds and just relax and not worry about any potential drama, tangles, or whatever. Weekdays is the way to go. All right, you guys, the last topic is how. Now, this topic alone can be its own video. Now, I promise I will do a video on that based off trout fishing and catfishing, but just as a general idea, we're here in the tackle shop. They do have rod rentals. We're gonna go ahead and use their setup here as an example because I don't have my stuff with me. So for trout fishing, most likely you are gonna be jigging, double drop shotting, tossing out spoons, rooster tails, all that good stuff. Or if you're a bait and weight fisherman, you're gonna be tossing out, floating up a mice tail or some power bait. So you're gonna be Carolina rigging. So Carolina rigging, just a quick demo. You are gonna have yourself a sliding sinker right there, going into a barrel swivel onto your hook. So in this case, I usually like to use an 1/8 sliding sinker. Whee! And then here, I believe this is a size 18 treble hook, so you can put your power bait on that. Whole point of this is when the fish takes your bait, they don't feel your weight. So a Carolina rig for all of you guys who bait and weight. Same thing for you cat fishermen. Same deal here, but instead of power bait on your other end, you're gonna be using either some shrimp, some mackerel, something nice and stinky. Don't sleep on that mealworm and marshmallow. That was my OG days. But yeah, Carolina rig is probably gonna be your main setup if you are out here, just wanna sit back, bait and wait, watch your stuff. So here we are, they have it in the store, 1/8 sliding sinker. Now, one thing you guys can do, and this is what I personally use, I don't use a barrel swivel, or I don't use a swivel. I use a Carolina keeper. With this, you basically just squeeze it and you can force line through it. And the nice thing with that is with that one, you can adjust your leader line. So instead of having this one and you're stuck with that and you have to retie, you can just squeeze your Carolina keeper and push it down, and now your leader length is only this much. So that is my preference. All right, you guys, so Santa Ana River Lakes does have a huge assortment of power bait. So choose your favorite colors. I'll go over some of my favorite colors here in a second. On top of that, you definitely want to get your baits nice and stinky. So you've got that good that they're selling here at the shop. A lot of people also like using the Bang spray. So, I mean, a long time ago, I was still using good old Berkeley Power Dip. All right, guys, so some of my favorites that I like here. Love this garlic light green. Definitely your chartreuses and stuff like that are solid. Your yellows, salmon peach is great too. Hatchery pellet, definitely one of my favorites. Also, don't be afraid to combine, you guys. Go for that contrast of like dark and light. Mix a little bit together and then go for that. But yeah, biggest thing I think for me is getting a variety. Getting a variety of like some bright colors, like your chartreuses, greens. And then for my dark, I definitely like that. I do like this, what do they call this one? It's like green pumpkin or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, big thing, variety, you guys. So yeah, bait shop does have all you pretty much need. All right, you guys, so a few steps from the tackle shop. You've got yourself a nice little thing for the family. The kids, bring them out here. There's a nice little park in between the tackle shop and what is called Huckleberry Pond. I'll show you guys here in a second. There's a little park over here, and also they've also introduced a nice little area here. You've got this really cool turtle. It's kind of hanging out. But then also in this general park area, you've got peacocks, different types of geese. So really cool to bring your kids out here. But this is Huckleberry Pond. Huckleberry Pond is actually a nice little pond here. You do pay an entrance fee here, a much smaller entrance fee than up front. And it's a cool place because it's a small little park-like pond. They do stock this also every Thursday. Now the catch over here, you guys, great opportunity for the kids, but you do pay per pound. Now, bear with me. It's a great place to take your kids if you want to introduce them to fish. They do stock it, so your chances are probably better than, you know, fishing out there in the craziness of the big lakes and stuff like that. But it's a great place to introduce your kids to fishing if they've never been fishing and they want to try it out without going out to a park or whatever. It's nice and safe. They do have, you know, nets over here to help you guys out. I believe you can rent rods, and I think with your paid admission, they do give you bait. So it's just generally a great place to take the kids. Or let's say you went fishing out there and, you know, you may have gotten the skunk or whatever, and you know, your wife's at home saying, honey, you better bring home some fish tonight. So instead of driving to the Asian market or wherever and buying a trout or a catfish, come over here to Huckleberry Pond, catch a fish. I don't know. I've never been put in that situation because my wife doesn't like fish, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. All right, so that's gonna do it for the beginner's guide, 2024 beginner's guide. Maybe I'll do this annually or something, to Santa Ana River Lakes. Guys, I really hope you guys come out here and try this lake. It's a great lake. If you guys have been out here a couple times and have struggled, I'm hoping this video somehow helped you guys out a little bit better, to have better chances to catch some fish here. Like I said, it's a great place to bring your family, friends, hang out, and yeah, so that's it, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Tight lines and take care. Peace.